Okay, so I'll start. Hello, everyone. This is Taeyang Kim from Pairico. Firstly, I'd like to thank for Professor Kwon to provide this place to introduce my story to the fellows. Thank you. I'm currently operating a pet tech startup, Pairico, which mainly develops entity authentication solution for pet animals using telebiometrics. In Korean, 반려동물 생체인식 solution. Today, I'm gonna present about the way how I started this business from the bottom, especially focusing on the day when I was a normal graduate student in biomedical engineering field. So from the beginning, let me ask one question. What do you guys think is biomedical engineering? If anyone think of the answers, please give me a chat. I'll wait for a second. Okay, every moment someone asks me what the difference between biological science and biomedical engineering is, I answer like this. Firstly, in Korean, 생명공학과 생명과학은 한 글자만 다르지만 굉장히 큰 차이가 있습니다. Yeah, so in English, if there is a microscope, I'm using a metaphor, biological science is doing research using the microscope, I think, yeah. And biomedical engineering is designing the microscope for the researcher in biological science. The reason why I'm explaining the difference between biomedical engineering and biological science is that I guess most of you may confuse it. And I also confused it when I was a freshman and couldn't decide which field is more appropriate with my major. So basically, in biomedical engineering, we can learn how to make some kind of tools to research biology. And in biological science, we can learn how to research and prove some kind of biological phenomena. In that perspective, I had considered really seriously that which field is more suitable to me. And I finally chose to learn biomedical engineering because I usually used to trying to make something or actually make something in user days. Okay, and in that reason, when I became a graduate student in biomedical engineering, the biggest impact on my user days comes with that little puppy who became my son, Tuni, after that day. Hey, please look how cute it is. And he has grown up like this giant dog now. Anyway, at that time, I've been focusing on making high-tech iris recognition algorithm for human, 홍채인식 algorithm. Like in the SF movies, when tens of people across the lobby of the building, a fantastic cameras acquire numerous eye images from people automatically, even though people are not facing the cameras and does not cooperate at all. And when they just passing by the gates, automatically iris recognition is done and your attendance is recorded. That project was my major project. So I suddenly think of one idea, lie down on my bed with my cute son, Tuni. What if this iris recognition system is applied to my dog? What will happen? Yeah, I thought it will be fantastic because there were no such services, systems, technologies at all, even in the whole world. So I woke up next morning and go to the lab and talk to friends. How about that? Dog iris recognition. Isn't it amazing? So it was the very beginning of the Pairico. Yeah. And from now on, I'll talk about what Pairico does for business. Pairico provides a pet registration services which is served with government regulation and pet health certification services based on multimodal telebiometrics. This is a demonstration video which shows how the telebiometrics can be done in mobile smartphone. Okay, just aiming the cameras to the dog faces, and automatically the biometrics is acquired. That's all. Isn't it simple? With this solution, we are approaching a global regulation to change the law, especially in Korea called 동물보호법. Yeah. There are conventional methods to register pets in Korea, a microchip injection type and choker type. But the globally certified method is microchip injection only. So to break this conventional preoccupation, Pairico needed to get a global standardization certification based on a standardization institution. And due to the amazing progress on the standardization, we got certified as a Korean delegate to participate in global meeting held by ITUT, Standardization Institution, which is a UN-related institution and one of big three global standardization institution. So we are now drafting the criteria and method of how to validate the pet telebiometric services and give a permission for the company or institutes who wants to serve that kind of services. It is a really huge permission for little startup, but it was possible because we are backed by Korean Internet and Security Agency named KISA here, which is a dominant institutions in telebiometrics licensing field. So based on that progress, we are currently preparing to perform a pilot project from this month to next August 2022 for validating effectiveness of pet registration service using telebiometrics in Chuncheon City, Korea. By making this successful reference with this pilot project, we are going to expand this project in global scale. And already we have checked the needs of these services from global scale when we participated in the global startup conference named SLUSH. At that moment, we could feel the strong eager to improve animal protection governance and regulation from many countries, such as Germany, Finland, England, and USA. To mention about several funny episodes here, in Arab Emirates, there are frequent thefts of camel, nakta, because the camel is really expensive. So the government officer talked to me like that, please apply this solution to the camel. The theft is really severe problems and the entity authentication is essential for us. So, sorry. So based on that chat, one more episode, even in USA, one doctor came to me and talked like, what about applying this technology to the cows, pigs, and horses? So based on this chat, I was convinced more and more to my business and planned to expand this business into not only in perspective of distance, but also in species such as cat, cows, horses, and even in camels. So until now, I have explained about the regulation-based business, but as I mentioned before, there is one more business type, which is a health certification service based on the pet telebiometrics. This service is targeting the early stage of adoption market, 분양 market in pet business, and it improves an adoption process more healthier by certifying whether the animals are treated normally or not, such as vaccination or epidemic treatment. Because as you can see in the left picture, there are so severe problems on caring on pet animals before adoption, especially in breeding space called 강아지 경매장. So signing off the record of health screening certification by veterinarian 수의사 and validating that certification by using telebiometrics make perfect verification on health adoption for the guardian. I show you a brief promotion video on this service and I'll sum up. Yeah, the service name is Peter Pet Health, and it proves the performance of the vaccination and the epidemic treatments. So you can easily certifying that epidemic treatments and vaccination by telebiometrics. So that is our second service. And this service is also planning to perform a pilot project next month. So to sum up, by developing a Pairico from 0 to this much stage, I have passed thousands of critics and threats, which can never be forecasted. But it was possible to deal with the problems and drive to this stage because I have learned various knowledges from biomedical engineering field in UNIST to overcome the problems. Although the courses of the biomedical engineering is too various to handle in one site, I know that, but it will be really helpful when you make up your mind to invent your imagination into real world. So please not to think about what courses and field will be easy to get a high score like A+. Please think about what you want to be in the future, and if you want to invent something and come to the biomedical engineering field and pick a knowledge you want to utilize. There are really bunch of knowledge such as programming, physics, biology, optics, and so on. So yeah, this is end of my speech. Thank you for all listening. Yeah, feel free to ask.